Hi, I'm Ron.
And I'm Jody.
And we're RoJo Travel. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 likes and dislikes of Margaritaville Resort in
Nassau, Bahamas.
I look at her because that word's very difficult for me. Anyway, so let's start with the top 5. So one thing about Margaritaville, if you watched any of our videos so far, is we stayed in the Jimmy Buffett suite. So
the best.
Number 1, our room was the best of the entire trip. So that's number 1 on our list.
It was absolutely amazing. I've never stayed in a hotel room, suite, anything that's ever compared to this. Highly recommend it. It's definitely a special treat. And if you haven't seen our videos, please check it out because there are no words to truly explain express how much fun we had in one day.
So, if you want to see it, we'll put a link to it. Either up there, down here, there, somewhere. We'll put a link to it. Number 2 for the resort was Lazy River.
Yes.
And it was a typical lazy river. It had a nice current. You could sit in it. It had fountains spitting into it and stuff. It wasn't really slow, but it wasn't a fast one. It had a nice movement to it. And you were allowed to take your drinks and just kind of chill and float around it. So it was a good thing.
It was a great lazy river. Lots of areas to get in and out. The water was comfortable. We went in the early summer, so it was definitely not something that felt too cold.
Yeah, and that brings us to number 3, the beach. So from the resort, you go out a small gate, cross the walkway, which everybody has access to this area, and then you have the beach right there, which if you see any of our videos, which we'll link to this, from our room, the view was amazing, the beach was beautiful, and just being able to go down there and relax. They had, people selling drinks and things like that, so it was number 3 on our list.
Really liked it. Nice soft white sand. Current wasn't too strong, and it was just nice to chill out there and float. It had some little fishies swimming around, which he didn't care for, but we liked it, and kind of went off down to the end, so we were away from the majority of the crowds, but it was nice.
Yeah, it was neat. They had a lot of things down there for you to do. So, and all these things we're talking about, you can go back and watch our videos. We go a little bit more in depth and show you everything that we did and saw. Number 4 would be the location of where the resort's at. So from our room, which most of the rooms face the water, we could see the cruise ships coming and going, which that was kind of cool thing.
Amazing.
And then it was close. They had a little promenade, however you want to say it, where you could walk around. And then it was also close to downtown, so, a good 5-minute walk, and we were right there.
It was really nice. In the evening, we got outside. There was a ice cream shop is on the outside of Margaritaville, right there next to the restaurant. I think it's called JW Restaurant. And it was just nice, easy stroll. Had some facades out there. You can take pictures around, like the lighthouse and the Margaritaville sign. So that was really cool, and just real pretty lights at night.
Yeah, and the last thing that we really liked was, just kind of overall, there was just a lot of things to do. It was wrapped up in a nice package, Margaritaville Resort. It was just all great together. But one of the things that, to go along with number 5, is the Margaritaville store. We've been to a few Margaritavilles, and they had a really good-sized store with a lot of stuff that you could purchase, and Jody likes to buy those things.
I love Margaritavilles. It's on my little bucket list of things to do to try to go to as many Margaritaville resorts as possible. So when I found out we were going to this particular one, I was super excited. The store it is the most impressive store I have seen so far yet when it comes to a Margaritaville location. Shirts, typical souvenir things, and it was easy access from both inside the hotel as well as outside. So had no problems getting into the store.
Now let's move on to our 5 dislikes, or let's kind of group them together because some of them might be more than one little thing. Room service. One big thing is we got the Jimmy Buffett suite.
The top suite, the absolute top.
Biggest, highest, most expensive thing you could get there. And we thought, hey, we can get some room service. The room service was very limited. They're like, yeah, you can have a pizza. And I don't know, maybe it was just the staff. I don't know what it was, but room service, we just couldn't get what we wanted. We figured, you know what, we got this nice room, a big balcony, a jacuzzi we want to chill in. Be nice to order stuff and just have it brought up and be able to chill here. And it just wasn't there. Yeah,
it was really disappointing. I mean, don't get us wrong. We love the fact that we could have got pizza delivered, but we were trying to do as many things as possible for this one stay that we had, and that was one of our things. Like, we're in this amazing suite. We want to absorb every minute that we could. We wanted to get some room service, and all we wanted was burgers from the downstairs restaurant, and we couldn't get it. It was the most bizarre thing.
Well, and at this particular spot, there is no Margaritaville restaurant. So there's the JW's across the street or walkway.
The promenade area.
Yeah, but there's no real Margaritaville restaurant right there, so you had to get it from the little cafe that's down below. So maybe that had something to do with it, but we just wanted some Margaritaville food, and we didn't get that.
Now,
so that was kind of
a side note, though. There is a Margaritaville restaurant. It's just not on the premises, and it was probably a 5-10 minute walk away from the hotel.
That was from Atlantis. Wrong spot. All right, so number 2. Too many people from the cruise. So, yeah, great. We get to see the cruise ships coming in, but I think it held 5 to 7 cruise ships. We saw 5 to 6 there at one point. That's a lot of people coming in. And what happens is they can buy day passes or they just come over to the beach area. And it's a lot of people.
Yeah, so the cruise ship port was nice because we could see it from the hotel, and you could see the cruise ships, which was really cool. But then you have all of those people coming either to the Margaritaville Resort somewhere else in Nassau or like over to the big resort to Atlantis. But there was a massive influx of people during the daytime. Now, it was great when the cruise ships were leaving and our resort emptied out. That was definitely a pro. But during the day, the main areas of Margaritaville, there were a lot of tourists there, and it was a lot of cruise ship people, which no fault them. I mean, I'd probably do the same if I was on one of those, but definitely an influx of cruise ship people. So choose your day because you can see it from the cruise ship calendar. Some days have less cruises in port, so that might be something to check out if you're planning a trip to this particular Margaritaville.
And then come number 3 would be just the time of year. Obviously, we went 4th of July week or weekend, that whole stretch, and it's middle of summer. It was a little bit more humid than we wanted to be, and it was definitely way hotter than we wanted it to be. Water didn't really cool us off.
No.
And, everybody's on vacation at that point. So you might want to look at the beginning or end of the summer to get more of a benefit and not be so hot and humid.
Yeah, and if humidity doesn't bother you, great, that's fine. It was very warm, never really cooled off too much in the evenings. I mean, even the locals were saying, yeah, it was really warm. So if the locals are saying it, then you know the humidity is really high. The rain, rain was on and off. I mean, it's a tropical destination, so not that big of a deal. We only had one day that was almost a washout, but still, it was just, consider the time of year, very hot and very humid that first week in July. So definitely do some research on that if you're going to choose to go during that time.
Yeah. And then number 4 would be, again, the beach area and the resort. There's basically a security gate where you have to use your key card, wristband, whatever they gave you. We had wristbands there, right?
Yeah.
Wristband, and you're supposed to be able to get through the gate, kind of like a key card. And it was pretty much kind of left open with no one really watching it. And I think there's other videos out there that people talk about this. And people coming to the beach area, they can kind of just go through the gate and have access to the resort, and they're not even supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a diss. We didn't really like that, and we've seen other videos where people complained about things being stolen or something happening. we didn't have any issues like that, but we didn't like that the gate kind of just swung open and there really wasn't anybody watching it.
Yeah, like he had just mentioned, we did have some wristbands that we got for staying at the resort. Not sure what the day people were getting, if they were getting like the paper bands or whatever to help identify them. But it was kind of sad just to see those people freely walk in from the beach. It could have been locals, it could have been the cruise ship people. And, you know, if you're there to take part of the festivities, then great. And you paid for your day pass, all the power to you. But there were plenty of people that we could tell were just coming and going to eat at the Margaritaville, drink at the Margaritaville, get their food and drink there, instead of staying on the beach where if you didn't buy that day pass, that's where you were supposed to stay. So that was not really an unsafe situation, but definitely something just to really be aware of.
If you're going to pay the money for the pass and all the other things, then, you know, you don't want people just being able to go in there free. Yeah. But it's not just about that. It's a security risk because then you have people just wandering on the beach, being able to come in. We did notice one person there at one point watching the door, but it just didn't seem very secure. So that was kind of number 4 on our least liked. And then, honestly, we really couldn't come up with a number 5. And our list is, you know, for things that weren't the greatest, isn't that big of a deal. We really, at Margaritaville, overall had an amazing time, and maybe it's because the room we stayed in. We only did one night because we went on to Atlantis for the rest of the time. That was the main goal. But overall, our experience was great. I think that we really enjoyed every bit of it. We took advantage of every minute that we were there. We were up probably, you know, close to 24 hours just nonstop because we did an overnight flight and then stayed up all day and all night and went to bed the latest we could because we wanted to enjoy the room as much as possible. So the next day we were a little tired and probably not in the greatest mood. I know I wasn't.
This resort was super great. Like he said, our room, the Jimmy Buffett suite, it really did make this entire stay as just one of the best experiences ever. I think in general, the overall hotel of Margaritaville was a great place. So if you were to stay in any room, I think you would have just as equally good of a time with the restaurants, the bars, the outside promenade area, the beach area. I would absolutely love to go back to this place again. And whether it's the grand famous Jimmy Buffett suite or not, it was an amazing stay. Again, we didn't have a whole lot of not likes about it, just things that were like, oh, well, that could have been better.
Nothing that killed the vibe of us being there and having a good time. You know, the room service was kind of a buzzkill because we did want to kick back in the room and we actually had to go down and get some, bring it up. You know, even drinks. But I think overall, the one thing of advice that I could give from what I saw is we were on the very top floor. So if you're going to get a room, which I believe all of them face the water or 99% of them face the water, I would make sure that you get up. The higher you get up, the better the view. I mean, the beach area and the ocean and just the aqua blue water, and you could see Atlantis if you were high enough up. So I would definitely recommend if you're going to get a room to try to get as high as possible because you had great views of everything. Yeah, it did. And in the one corner, you got great view of the beach, great view of the cruise ships coming in. Got to see them both in the morning, coming in the morning and leaving at night. So that was super cool. People on the cruise ships were waving to us. I mean, it was just, you know, you bring your own fun at the same time. I just think there were so many things there about and everything was open and accessible. Nothing was shut down. There was no remodeling going on. So it was great. It was a great stay. Total double thumbs up all the way. Yep, that was a good one. So that wraps up our top 5 of dislikes and likes. And we hope you get something out of these videos. We'd really like you to hit that like and subscribe button so you can help support us, and we'll continue to bring you more great videos or good videos, or maybe it's a shitty video and you just wanted to watch it anyways. But we appreciate you supporting us. And thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.
If you guys have any comments about Atlantis, if you've been there, or if you have any questions about anything, please hit us down below in the comment section. Check out our other videos. We've posted quite a few. I think all of our Atlantis video and Margaritaville stuff is up there now. If you have a recommendation for a Margaritaville resort that you think I should check out, please let me know, because we don't have an agenda yet for next year. So if you have a recommendation for me, let me know so we can check it out.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Don't forget to check out more videos. Thanks for watching.